with champagne. Pop. It's my house, come on, turn it up. Hear a knock on the door and the night begins.
When it comes to buying or selling your home, you want someone in your corner who has their finger on the pulse of the housing market. If you're looking to invest in real estate, you need a team that can help make sure your numbers work. Trust Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody and the years of experience that they bring to the table. Call or text the studio 267-1023 or message us on Facebook at the Richardson Group KW Cleveland Facebook page. You can also reach us at our office at 790-7979 or online at rg423.com. Good morning, Cindi. Good morning, Jody. How are you doing today?
Hey, how are you? Great.
I am doing
shuffling,
well.
Shuffling a little this morning.
Oh, definitely we are.
It is fair to say that I could never be a singer because every time we do this, I'm not really sure when you're gonna come in. So I'm glad that's on you and not me. What are we going to talk about today, Jack?
We are very fortunate to have a very great guest and someone I've had a chance to get to know over the last couple of years, Josh McKinney from the Tennessee Housing Development Agency. Josh, how are you doing today?
Do we have Josh? I don't know if we have him yet. I don't know that we have him yet on the line.
Man.
While we're waiting on Josh to call in, let's talk just a little bit about, tell us what THDA is, Cindi. What does that stand for?
That is the Tennessee Housing Development Agency, and it is a down payment assistance program. So they have a lot of different programs that you can use that are going to help you with down payment or the rate, all kinds of different things. Some of them are forgiven, and some of them you have to pay back should you ever sell the home. So we'll let Josh go over a lot of that.
Yeah. Now, I hear the term, you hear you're going to go talk to a lender, you're going to get a loan, you're going to get things together to get yourself ready, get your house in order, no pun intended, before you purchase a home. And that's something that we talk about very frequently, calling a lender, calling someone that you trust, speaking to someone about your options. Can any lender do a THDA? Do I have to call somebody special? Do I have to call the Tennessee Housing Development Agency to get that loan? What does that look like?
No, you don't call the housing, but most of the lenders do have some form of the THDA. But again, that's just going to depend on the lender, because lenders are just like stores. They have whatever products they have available. So most of the lenders that we deal with all do have a THDA program. And that's the Tennessee Housing Development Agency, and it is a down assistance program.
A down payment assistance. So
yes.
That can also be used in conjunction with other loan, correct? Mm-hmm. So when you hear THDA, that is something that can be used in conjunction with that. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you can bind it with any other. Well, while we're waiting on him, we can talk about how the market's doing right now, because we did see the interest rates dip a little this week.
Always exciting. You never.
Oh, yeah.
I love that you never really see that part of it. The news is very, very quick to tell us when they increase, but when there's some good news, it's tends to be a little more on the quiet side. So what are you seeing, Cindi?
Well, according to the May numbers, there was homes closed. There was 1,023 in the area, which was up 3% over last year.
Which is good. Now, what is that doing to days on the market? What does that look like?
Actually, days on the market was down a little bit, which kind of surprised me, because I feel like out here working in the field, we're actually seeing them increase, but the numbers showed that it was down. So your average days on the market is 29, which is still substantially higher than what we were seeing a little while ago.
It's so funny, though. I think doing this as long as we have has given us the benefit of hindsight. Mm-hmm. People are so concerned about longer days on the market, and it's actually 29 days on the market is not a long time. It's definitely an increase from what we have seen in past years, for sure. But a 29 days on the market timeline is still a very, very
And just to
healthy
remind you,
market.
anything under 90 days is still considered a buyer's or a seller's market. So anything under 3 months is a seller's market. Anything that you get that's 4 to 6 months is going to kind of be considered a neutral market. And more than 6 months average days on the market is a buyer's market.
What are you seeing? Go ahead.
We did see inventory levels go up tremendously. So there's currently, there was 2,398 homes on the market. So that was up 28% over the previous May.
Well, and I think that people point to that as a negative, But there's a lot of positives to there being
Oh, I
an,
don't see
an
any.
increase.
I mean,
you know,
maybe to a seller.
that's
but
what I
to a
mean. Yeah,
buyer,
we call it a
absolutely
seller
not.
market. We call it a seller's market, but it still absolutely is. There's still a shortage of homes for sale, absolutely.
But we're seeing the inventory levels rise.
And what's the beauty of that? If I'm a buyer, what does
Well,
that
you have
mean?
more to choose from, and you're less likely to get into a bidding. Now, to be honest with you, in certain price ranges, if a home hits the market and it's in good condition, good location, and priced right, you are still seeing bidding. So I looked at those homes that have sold, and out of the 1,023 homes that have sold, 46% of them brought at or above asking price. So even though you have the inventories rising and you have the amount of sales rising, keep that in mind. Prices are not backing up in the area, and we're not seeing a deflation in the prices. 46% of homes brought at or above asking price. And then I ran how many homes brought more than $10,000 over asking price, and 9% of the homes brought more than $10,000 over the asking price. So that's huge.
And that's one thing I say to sellers very frequently is when you're in the sweet spot, you know it.
Yeah.
And we are seeing some price reductions and adjustments, but when you get where you need to be price-wise, things are still going and things are still going quickly. And, you know, I know Cindi had one, Anna had one in the last, couple weeks that had multiple bids, multiple offers on the same property because they were priced correctly for the location, the condition, whatever that may look like. So, things are still really, really good. Sellers are still getting really close to full list price for their homes. Buyers have some options, which is a little bit of a breath of fresh air if you have been looking for some time in this market, and a little bit of a dip in interest rates. I mean, it really is kind of creating a great situation if you're in the market to buy or sell. And I know that kind of sounds cliche, but that is absolutely the truth. So
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head if you're in that pricing sweet spot. And we're still seeing a little bit of hangover from that super crazy market where some houses are just hitting way above where they should be. And I think those are the ones that you're seeing back up the most is because they they shot the moon on the first offer and nobody took it within the first month, and they're having to start pulling back to get back into that correct price range.
and
Well,
prices,
just so that you know that we're not backing up on prices.
No.
So when you look at price average or median sales price for May versus last May, the average median price was $344,000. That is 7.2% over May of last year. So even though we have slightly higher interest rates, we have more inventory on the market, you're still seeing homes appreciating at 7%.
Well, and you made a really good point earlier this week. I think Wednesday we were talking in a meeting about the same buyer. So the same buyer looks at a house today and they can purchase that home for $250,000 and their interest rate is 7%. We'll just say that. They wait, however, I don't remember the amount of time, the quote that you gave, but the difference really, you would end up being much better to pay less for the house at a higher interest rate.
Right. If
and
you
refinance
calculate
it.
at $250,000 today, if you're going to show about a 7% appreciation, then this time next year, that exact same house is going to run you about $265 for the exact same house. So if you look at the difference in the payment at today's interest rate and then what you think it's going to be a year from now, you can see that you're not winning there. You're not saving any money.
You have the option to refinance. Whereas if you pay more for the house at a lower interest rate, your payment's exactly the same.
Waiting's not necessarily the best option.
Yeah. And if you can afford the payment now, great. If interest rates go down, that's just more breathing room for you. So absolutely a positive.
Oh, yeah. So, guys, unfortunately, Josh is not going to be able to call in with us today, but I kind of wanted to go over some more of the THDA stuff.
Yes,
Because
let's do
that's
it.
probably the best program that's out there right now.
Let me just give a little disclaimer here. We are not employed by
Yes.
the Tennessee Housing Development Agency. If you do have questions, you can call us at the office, 423-790-7979, and we will point you in the right direction for the experts when it comes to that, for sure. So let's talk about some of their programs. Jack, what you got?
So the biggest two off the bat are the Great Choice Home Loan and the Great Choice Plus. The Great Choice Home Loan is a low fixed rate, 30-year first mortgage option. The Plus provides two options for the down payment and closing cost assistance. You've got one deferred option. which that's going to be a $6,000 forgivable second mortgage loan. That one just rides off to the side. Now, there are some time limits on that, so if you sell the home out before that time limit expires, you would be responsible for the balance of it as it defers itself down. But you will be able to, if you hold on to it, I think for greater than 10 years, that one's going to be deferred. And then they have a full-time second that has to be paid off when you actually pay that one out. That's the one that we see the most of. That one's going to be the one that's up to 6% of the sales price of your home that can be used for down payment, point buy down, closing costs, things like that. And I think that's been the most popular one that we've seen over the last several years, has been that one right there.
So what that one is, it's 6% of the contract or the purchase price, and it can be used for your down payment or it can be used for your closing cost, either one. But you are going to have a second mortgage, and you do make monthly payments on that, and then it's paid just like your first mortgage. And that one is...
So it accrues at the same rate as whatever your first mortgage is. It's not due until you sell.
So basically, they have one option where it is deferred. There are no payments if you stay in the home long enough, and then they have...
A huge difference, too, is on the deferred. So if you do just $6,000, which can be used toward closing cost or down payment, either one, that is a second mortgage, and it is at 0% interest. And it is forgiven if you stay in the home the full 30 years and you pay your loan off in full. It is forgiven at the end of the 30 years. So you don't pay back that $6,000. On the 6%, it is at the whatever interest rate your first mortgage is at, and you're still paying on it every month, just like you do on your first mortgage. Now, when you make your payment, it is one payment. So you're making it to the bank, and it's not like you're sending two separate checks, but it is in the form and at the interest rate of your first payment.
And again, if you have questions about applying for this loan, what the approval parameters are, we're happy to put you in touch with a local lender that can help talk you through that. But great options for people that need help with down payment, closing costs. And like Cindi said, we're not seeing sellers negotiate a lot on purchase price. So if you've got the home where it's in your comfort zone, but you need some help with the out-of-pocket expenses, this is a really, really good option for a lot of people.
All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk more about THDA and a lot of other great options for homeowners and some things you need to know about owning a home this summer. This is Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody on Talk Radio 102.3.
WGOW. Informed talk on your way to work.
I get updated first thing in the morning.
Talk 102.3 WGOW FM.
Hey, JR, have you heard of this new law firm called Cresswell Richardson?
Yeah, they're not new and they're not a law firm. They've been powering industry for over 50 years, offering services like hitting and extrusion design, as well as building pneumatic manifolds, hydraulic hoses, and extrusion builds. Tell us more about what Cresswell Richardson does.
My name is Justin Davis. One of the verticals is industrial marking and coding. We are a fully vested Markham-Image partner, and we offer technologies for marking and coding, anywhere from continuous inkjet, print on your bottles and cans, to CO2 and fiber laser systems, mark on those are the etch parts.
At Cresswell Richardson, they're a hometown company with full-time technicians covering Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, Southern Kentucky, with 24-hour technical support and on-site training for industrial marking and coding. Cresswell Richardson, mycresswell.com. A lot of talk when buying a home. Cindi Richardson with the Richardson Group, representing all parts of the Tennessee Valley. Their team is worth their weight in sold. You can skip all the worries and get an immediate cash offer for your home online at rg423.com.
Every Saturday at 7 p.m., my buddy Clint Powell hosts Let's Talk Podcasting. From crime to politics, from culture to just good old headlines, samples of some podcasts. A few may even include a guy named Jeff Stiles with a Y. Saturdays at 7 p.m.
The market roller coaster is back. Find out what it means for your retirement on Retirement Straight Talk with Morgan Hill, Sunday at 10 right here on the Talk Monster.
Do you want the highest possible offer for the sale of your home? Do you want to move into your dream home but still need to sell your current home? You got to stop all the drama, folks, and you got to call my great friend Cindi Richardson with the Richardson Group online at rg423.com. There's a lot more cost to home ownership than what you see at the closing table. You got to contact Cindi Richardson and the Richardson Group. A lot of talk when buying a home, but have you heard of those mystery expenses, closing costs, home inspections? No one better in the home buying industry than my great friend Cindi Richardson, representing all parts of the Tennessee Valley. Cindi Jody, you can hear him here every Saturday at 9 o'clock. Give him a call at 790-7979 or go online at rg423.com.
I'm Barbara Corcoran. In Chattanooga, the agent I trust is Cindi Richardson. Cindi can give you an instant offer in 24 hours, a customized marketing plan, and a full team of experts. Get the option that's right for you. Go to rg423.com.
Come roam with the gnomes during Rock City's Mountaintop Summers. Now through September 2nd, enjoy kids' activities, animal education shows, and hunt for gnomes. Spend your summer days in the shade at Rock City. Purchase your tickets online at crockcity.com and save $5.
Talk 102.3 WGOW.
Welcome back to Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody. We've had a great time talking about some THDA stuff and some of the rates, how the housing market is starting to shape up right now. Now, with the THDA program, there are some caveats. There are some income limits, some things like that. And those are the things that you want to make sure you talk to a trusted lender. We will always recommend a local lender because they're going to know what is going on in the area. This is something they deal with on a daily basis.
Right.
That way you can go ahead and find out what is going to be the best fit for you in your home buying search.
The THDA is the Tennessee Housing Development Agency, and it is a down payment assistance. So you combined it with whatever loan you're doing. If you're doing an FHA or a VA conventional, you can do whatever loan you qualify for and you're comfortable with. The THDA is a down payment assistance, but there is limits on the income. So currently, you have FHA and VA are less than 6.5% for those loans. So if you do one of those and then you combined it with the down payment assistance, you can get anywhere from $6,000 to 6% of the overall purchase price to go toward your down payment and closing cost from the Tennessee Housing Development Agency.
Yeah, and I think that's an important thing when you're going through is there's so many different things that can go on and things like that when you're getting set up.
Yeah, and it really helps you on negotiating because if you are doing one of these loans or grants, then you're not asking the seller to pay any closing cost, and it gives you a little bit more of a negotiating edge.
And especially if you're in a really desirable price range, a price range where there's not a lot of inventory and there's a lot of competition, if you can make an offer without asking the seller to concede any closing costs or down, anything towards your acquisition costs, then you're making a much stronger offer to them. There was some news a few months ago that came out that was exciting for us in the real estate industry when it comes to THDA. Now, THDA is based, like Cindi and Jack said, does have some income parameters and some purchase price parameters. So, you can't go buy a $1.2 million home using THDA down payment assistance. But in Hamilton County, the purchase amount was raised to $400,000. So that is a lot of home. You can purchase a lot of home with one of these loans. The income limits were also raised. So it allows a broader number of people to be able to access the program. If you are in a 1 to 2 person household in Hamilton County, the income limit is $91,345. Now, this was updated according to their website June of 2024. So if I'm incorrect, please correct me. But according to their website, 1 to 2 person household, $91,345. And if you're in a 3 or more person household, $105,047. It is important to point out that both Hamilton and Bradley County, those are just the two that I pulled up, do have areas that are excluded from those income limits. Now, they are based on census tracts. So there are some census tracts. That is not zip codes. Again, we are not experts. We can put you in touch with the people that can tell you. But there are some census tracts where if you make more money than that, you still can possibly get a loan approved and get the income limit waived. So, and again, those don't really make any sense to me as far as where they are or where they're located. And I know when I first started looking into that, it was a little confusing, but it is based on census tract.
Yeah.
So,
and the THDA also does other things than other things rather than just down payment assistance. They also do home buyer education courses. So if you're thinking of buying a home, then it's something that they can teach you some budgeting and some things that you can do to get prepared for that. They also have the emergency repair. So if you are elderly or disabled, they have programs that for grants and for loans that will help you do emergency repairs to your home.
Yeah, and I think the other thing too, and we kind of skipped over it, is they actually have a program, is Homeownership for Heroes, which that is if you are a retired EMT, military, law enforcement, they actually provide a 0.5% discount.
They also have a foreclosure preventive program, so prevention. So it provides free and confidential counseling to homeowners that are facing or could be threatened with foreclosure.
And I think it's important to point out, I hope what you're seeing is that the goal of THDA is home ownership for all Tennessee citizens and healthy home ownership, safe home ownership, ways for you to keep your home, because that is the ultimate goal. So lots of programs and assistance and, supplemental programs, not only to help make home ownership more of a realistic possibility for everybody, but also to modify your home, do some things to help you keep your home, and repairs and so on and so forth. What about modifications? I thought that one was really, really a good one.
Well, it's modifications for handicap. So if you have a disability and you need some modifications to your home and you hit those income limits, then you can get grants or down payments to help you with modifications to your home.
Currently live in a home, face some sort of health crisis, need to modify your current home. That is something that they do as well.
One thing, too, about the THDA, unlike some of the other programs, is it's not area specific. So you don't have to be in the county. So if you have a home that doesn't qualify for some of the other programs because of the location, the THDA is not based on location of the home. Now, your income is based on the census tract, but the location of the home does not have a factor on whether it will qualify or not.
Yeah, and I think the other thing, too, is they also offer home energy assistance, which is similar to some other programs that are offered in the area by certain utility companies. They'll actually come in and take a look at the home, see any issues that need to be corrected, taken care of, and they will actually be able to help get some of that stuff taken care of. And they do that in all 95 counties in Tennessee.
Yeah, that's big right now. I mean, because it is hot outside.
It's very hot.
Well, and there is a program specifically for low-income households where they can assist you with those energy costs. And again, call us, 423-790-7979. We'll be happy to get you in touch with the people that can help. You're also You're also able to text into the show at any point. We would love to have your calls or your text messages. Be happy to help you answer any questions that you may have as best as we can. And if we can't, we'll point you in the right direction.
Yeah, I don't think that's important. I mean, especially THD is designed, it's a lower to moderate income type program, but it covers such a range of different people in different points in their lives. Is what makes THD such a special program and an agency in the state.
Yeah. And it's actually, if you are a first-time home buyer and you do not have credit because you just haven't established credit yet, they can actually use some of your current lines that you do, like maybe your cell phone, utilities, cable bills. There's all kinds of different things that they can do to help show that you have credit and actually build credit for you.
Yeah, and I think that's an important thing too. Is their job is to help get you into home ownership, and they provide programs outside of their home ownership program. They provide rental assistance, things like that. It's a great overall program that's been provided by the state, and they've been around for a long time. This isn't something that's just popped up within the last state of the market and everything else.
Well, and guys, it's not a negative. It's a huge positive, and something that a lot of people don't think that they qualify for. And I almost hate using the verbiage low income, because let's be honest, in this day and age, that's a pretty normal income for especially a young family or people that may be in a downsizing situation. So a lot of people qualify for this program that don't realize that they do. And again, I'm going to shamelessly plug, call a local lender, guys. They can help you, give you all of your options, talk you through what works best for you, so that you're not just calling a big box company that gives you one option and you're not even made aware of things that can help make home ownership a reality for you. When a lot of people think, I don't have a 20% down payment, I can't own a home. You would be surprised at not only what you can qualify for, but also what you can afford. And lots of good options out there.
And if you have, it's not just for buying a home, but if you're in a home or you know of somebody that might be elderly or below the poverty level that needs some repairs to their home, this might be an excellent program for them. You may want to, direct them toward it, or just have them give us a call, and we can get them in touch with the right people so that they can try to get some of these grants to do some work on their current homes.
THDA.org if you have any specific questions that you want to look up on your own. And again, feel free to call us at the office or reach out to us at rg423.com or on the Richardson Group Facebook page, and we will be happy to point you in the right direction, because that's our goal too. We want everybody to be able to achieve homeownership.
Well, and I think the important thing too is it's to realize everybody's at a different point in their life, and it's for us to be able to help you with whatever your current situation is.
Mm-hmm. And if you are in an older home that needs repairs, or that your utility bills are just outrageous right now because of maybe the age of the central heat and air unit, this is a program that you might be able to use to actually replace your central heat and air unit. And if you go into one of these grants that's forgiven over a period of time, I mean, that's a win-win.
Well, and how many times do we see people that are in a situation where they're no longer able to stay in their home because it's unsafe or so costly that they're not having a hard time making their house payment. They just can't do the things that they need to do to be able to age in place or, remain in their home after a certain period of time. And these programs are there. There are specific repair programs for people over a certain age, for certain homeowners that qualify under other programs within the state. So lots of things that you can do. And just like we always say, there's nothing to be ashamed of in any of this. And, being afraid of your credit is one of the first things that we hear. Call a local lender. Let us talk you, let us, whomever you trust, talk you through that process and help get you to a point where you can either own a home or you're comfortable staying in the home that you already have.
I'm not an expert, but I wouldn't think on the grants that credit score would have any bearing on
Not
it.
at all. Well, no,
Especially
I'm talking
since
loan application. Yeah. As far as grants, I don't think it has anything to do other than just meeting the parameters of whatever grant program that is. Mm-hmm. Some of them are age. Some of them you have to be a disabled class, a specific situation.
Most of them are just income level.
Just income based.
On these, on the THDA, the majority is income based.
Yeah. And I think most people that are retired or in a single homeowner situation, a lot of people qualify for that. That's why that increase was such a shot in the arm, was such a good thing, that they did increase those income limits so more people can qualify for that program.
All right, guys, we're going to step away and take another quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk more about some HVAC and some staying cool in the summer. This is Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody on Talk Radio 102.3.
Live and local talk all day long. Folks, do you understand what that means? That means there's someone here, live, local, not from some other place and not from another state or another network. They're right here, live and local to you all day long from 6 a.m. until 7 p.m.
I do listen in the shower, yeah.
Talk Radio 102.3, the Talk Monster.
Come experience fun for the whole family at the Island in Pigeon Forge with over 80 shops and restaurants and attractions. The Island in Pigeon Forge combines affordable fun, night and day for families and kids of all ages. From the 200-foot observation wheel to fun family rides and the Island Ropes Course, there's something for everyone. Stay in style at the Margaritaville Island Inn or the Margaritaville Island Hotel, where relaxation meets adventure. Enjoy the island show fountains choreographed to lights and music. Open 365 days a year with free parking and free admission. To plan your visit, just go to theislandinpigeonforge.com. The Island, your destination to eat, shop, play, and stay in the heart of Pigeon Forge.
Get 2 tickets to the Island in Pigeon Forge for half off, normally at $99.98 value. You get 2 unlimited ride passes, including the Island Ropes Course and Quick Jump for just $49.99. Log on to WGOW.com this Friday morning at 9 for your sweet deal of the week.
Are you ready to move into your dream home, but you still need to sell your current home? It can be a really hectic process. It doesn't have to be. If you contact Cindi Richardson and the Richardson Group, an immediate cash offer for your home, skip the showing, the repairs, go straight to sold. This team is definitely worth its weight in sold. That's one word you hear all the time from people who go to 790-7979. That's the phone number, 423-790-7979, or go online, rg423.com. Cindi Jody, you can hear him here every Saturday at 9 o'clock. Yes, skip the showings, repairs. Call 423-790-7979 or go to rg423.com. Start packing. Home selling can be like watching a really long play that never seems to end. I promise you, this play will just be one act, and that's sold. 790-7979. Go online, rg423.com.
This is John Davis, the trading man for Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway. Great news for anyone making payments on a car that you don't want to drive anymore. Kia Cleveland can get you out during the car buyer's bailout. We'll get you released from your current loan or lease. We'll give you $6,000 over Blue Book value for any trade in any condition toward the purchase of a new Kia Telluride. Upside down in your current vehicle and want to trade out early? This is your chance. Got a bump in your credit and you need a new car? Now is the time. Don't make another payment on a car that you don't even like. Come see me, John Davis, the trade-in man, and get $6,000 over book value for any trade in any condition during the car buyer's bailout at Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway in beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee, where trading your car is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Looking for the dealer who's gonna give you more. Kia of Cleveland Superstore.
Negative trade equity finance and new loan subject to lender approval. Expires nothing.
KiaofCleveland.com. Questions you need to ask when hiring a realtor. How many homes have you helped clients buy or sell in the past 12 months? Can I speak to some of your previous clients? What's your availability like? Successful realtors are busy, but it's still ideal to work with an agent who has time to answer your questions. So, JR, I ask you this question. Who would you call looking for the greatest realtor around?
That's a silly question, because there's only one answer.
Say it for me.
Cindi Richardson.
Cindi
That's
Richardson
who I call.
and the Richardson Group. A lot of talk when buying a home. Cindi Richardson with the Richardson Group, representing all parts of the Tennessee Valley. Their team is worth their weight in sold. Call 790-7979 or go online, rg423.com. You can skip all the worries and get an immediate cash offer for your home. There is no one better. The Richardson Group and their team. You can hear them every Saturday morning at 9 o'clock right here on 102.3, rg423.com.
Talk 102.3.
Welcome back to Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody. It's hot.
Yeah.
Make it stop.
I really dread seeing my electric bill for this month.
Oh, I do.
Funny though, like I feel like 3 months ago, not even 3 months ago, heck, we were complaining about it's so cold, I can't wait for summer. And there's like, this area cracks me up because it goes from 30 to 100. Literally, you one day it's freezing cold outside, and the next day you can't breathe.
Look, y'all don't understand. I will take 32 over 92 any day of the week.
Well,
absolutely.
I can put clothes on. I
Cold
just can't
all the
take them
time,
off.
though. I carry a heating pad around at work, and it's 100 degrees outside.
I've
can't.
got buyers
Yeah.
coming in this weekend from Arizona, and they were so excited about our weather here and it being cooler. I'm like, boy, they picked
Like
the
wearing a
wrong
wet
weekend.
towel all day long. Get ready.
Mhm.
Get ready. I hope you're prepared to take lots of showers.
It is, but I think the thing now that we've kind of hit that first really hot stretch, and it's only June. Normally it's July and August when it's just unbearable outside, but this week has kind of been that because I've had to spend most of the week outside, and I've had to take changes of clothes with me because I've sweated so much. But I think now's the time when you're looking at HVAC failures, because when I get on Facebook at night before I go to bed, that's a lot of the thing I see. Who's an HVAC guy? Who can come replace an air conditioner quick? Things like that. And I think it's important to remember some things you need to do to make sure your HVAC lasts and you don't absolutely run it to death when it's like this.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest thing is to call someone and have it serviced.
I was going to say, I see that so often, and I think we're so quick, and I understand the concern, especially if you're a first-time home buyer, you're looking at a house, it's got an older HVAC unit. If it has been serviced and well cared for, I think it's like most things nowadays. I think, my grandmother had a washing machine that was like 40 years old, and it was still kicking. Yeah. I've gone through 3 in the last couple years. So I think systems that are appropriately sized have been super well maintained. Age is not really that big of a concern as long as all the systems have been well maintained. That's the biggest thing that I see. People never ever service their electrical systems, heating systems.
Just walk outside and take a look at your unit. If you have
nasty,
if you have landscaping that's grown up, or you have weeds that are up against it so that it's not pulling good air, move those weeds, pull those out.
Well, and I see a lot of tree limbs, branches, leaves falling into the actual unit. So having it cleaned is a huge part of that service that you're having. So having it cleaned and serviced will go a long way to extend the life of your system.
Or if you have a lot of dirt and debris built up on the outside, it's real easy to clean a lot of that yourself.
All right, we got a call on line. Sterling, thanks for calling in. How are you doing today?
Good morning.
I'm doing very well, and this was a topic near and dear to my heart just a couple of days ago. My HVAC guy came out because I went to work, and my wife called and says, well, temperature shot up upstairs, and we've got split units.
Oh.
So AC guy comes out, and he says, yeah, you're about 30 pounds, or not 30 pounds, 30 pounds low on Freon. I said, okay. So he fills me back up, and something froze upstairs. Had to wait for it to thaw, and I'm hoping it's not a leak, and blah, 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 blah. Well, conversation after he fixes everything, he says, well, Sterling, something you want to check out on the horizon is if you're a licensed HVAC guy, every licensed HVAC person should have got the same email that I got from the EPA stating that in the year 2026, 410A Freon will not be available. The entire industry will be going to a propane-based product.
Yep.
Right? And this is unique from what they were saying, from what he was saying, because I said, well, what do I need to do? Does that mean I'm going to have to switch out my whole system? He said, well, what that means is that it will be illegal for me to try and purchase or be in possession of 410A. So in short, the market's going to dry up on that stuff, and the cost is going to go through the roof.
I was going to say, it sounds like you need to start buying some now. You need to start.
Exactly.
We need to start holding that up.
So that's what he said. I said, so what? I said, Gene, what does that mean? He said, listen, as an HVAC guy, you're in the dark. I'm in the dark just as much as you, buddy. I said, so am I going to have to switch my units out? He says, well, I know this for sure. He said, all the new build systems I install are going to have to either be up converted, or they're going to have to be, systems that run on that product primarily. He said, but it's going to shake up the industry in about 24 months is what he said.
Absolutely. We'll make sure we talk with an HVAC person here on the air pretty soon.
Yeah, and I appreciate
curious.
that, Sterling.
Absolutely. But y'all have a good morning. I just heard that subject, and I had to deal with that this week. So y'all have a good day.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for calling.
I had heard it was coming, but I wasn't sure when.
No, I had not heard that at all.
I knew that they were making the changeover, that you weren't going to be able to get Freon coming at a certain point.
So we know who our next guest is going to be. And I guess this is the toilet paper of 2020 2026 is going to be Freon.
I'm glad Sterling said that because I am building right now, and that had not even, was not even on my radar.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm curious, surely you would think that manufacturers would develop some sort of conversion, or everyone in the country that has a Freon-based system is going to need a new HVAC system. Talk about some marketing.
I don't know
advantages there.
That is, yeah.
Logic and regulations do not always go hand in hand.
Yeah,
No,
well,
they don't.
Maybe dribble out some info so you know it's coming. You know what to do. Absolutely. Okay, so other than servicing our units, we know that is the single most important thing that you can do.
Well, you can do a whole lot of things too to not overwork your unit. So when you're getting ready to leave for work in the morning, go ahead and close all your blinds. That way you're not just heating up the house.
And it's crazy what a difference that really does make, for sure. The other thing is blocking the heat. So shading windows, trees, strategically placed landscaping, being aware of where the sun rises and sets on your house, what part of your house sits in direct sunlight for the longest period of time. And I think we've all lived in a house at least once in our life where you have a room that's 20 degrees hotter than anywhere else in the house because it bakes in the sun all day long. So again, especially if you're building, Cindy, important to think about those things. Where are your trees planted? Where are you leaving trees? Where do you have overhangs, awnings, covered porches, that sort of thing?
I think, a lot of thing now is you want natural light, you want windows, you want all those things, but those windows let in a lot of heat. So if you don't have something, that's great to have natural light, but if you're getting natural light with direct sunlight and you've got a bank of windows across the front of the house and it faces predominantly southeast where it's getting sun all day long, you're going to run your HVAC system a whole lot harder than you would if you had covers or shade or things like that.
Well, an adequate door and window seals. So do you have gaps? Do you have doors where you know that air is escaping, coming in or out? Window seals that are broken. That is one of the most efficient things that you can do. And if you're going to replace those things, replace them with really high grade, energy efficient, even if you do them a little bit at a time. It's amazing to me what a difference that really does make in a homeowner's electrical bill whenever they do upgrade windows, seal doors, those sort of things. Pretty easy fix. Ceiling fans.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that one.
Well, that's an easy one. You want to turn your ceiling fans on so that you are circulating the air.
Well, adjusting your ceiling fans. That's the other thing. You can turn, most people don't realize that you can flip your ceiling fans over to cause heat to lower into your house, to go down, or to come up. So you can either circulate air or push warm air down, depending on the direction and how your blades are installed. So
there's a little switch, flick it left, flick it right, and it'll flip between clockwise and counterclockwise.
Yeah,
and
absolutely. And most of us, let's be honest, don't ever touch that.
Yeah. Most people don't know that it's there, so they don't.
Absolutely. Okay, let's see. Closing windows and doors. All of this seems super, super self-explanatory. But again, when it's cool outside, use the cool air to create a comfortable climate in your home. That's a good time to adjust your heating and air. Maybe turn it off and open windows and doors when it's cool and there's a breeze this time of year, for sure. Take advantage of the outside.
Change your light bulbs out. So get rid of the old light bulbs that are causing heat and go with your more energy efficient ones.
Oh, well, we have I like it. I love it when somebody's paying attention. We have a caller on the line, Jimmy Malone. Jimmy, hey, this is Jody with Real Estate Today. Thank you for calling in. Jimmy? Nobody likes us today. I'm kind of
Jesse, we're not getting him.
Getting a complex. Okay, we'll hang out. I'm hoping that means that Jimmy Malone
answer some questions.
knows a
that
thing
would
or
be
two
awesome.
about HVAC systems. So we're hopeful that is the case. I think we might have him back on the line. Just one second. Nobody wants to talk to us
we
today,
may need to
guys.
take a break and come back.
Here
and
we
talk.
go. Jimmy, hey, this is Jody with Real Estate Today. Thank you so much for calling in. I'm hoping you can give us some HVAC insight.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me now?
We can. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yes, we can.
Exactly. Yes, Sterling was fairly close, but there is some misinformation on some of that.
Okay.
Our 410A, which is our current refrigerant today, is being phased out. That is correct. The way this is going to work is the replacement equipment is to be available by the end of this year. We don't have all those pieces yet. It's slowly trickling in. But as we get those pieces, we will start installing the new refrigerant at that time. The refrigerant itself will never become not available.
Okay.
The equipment is what will stop. Okay. Any equipment that's built this year and not sold by the end of this year, they have 2025 to install that equipment and use that equipment up. The recommendation obviously would be not to do that if you can help it moving forward, just because you would be with an obsolete product at that time. But the refrigerant itself is going to continue to be available for years to come to allow the people that have it to not be forced to a unit that was put in this year and 3 years from now or 2 years from now they need refrigerant.
Exactly.
That those can be taken care of. So yeah, that's a little bit of he may not have understood his guy. His guy may have told him exactly right. He may not have understood him exactly, but yes.
Are the new
that's kind
units
of where the industry is.
The units that will use the new refrigerant, are they available now, or will those be available at the end of the year also?
Not yet. Well, parts of them are. Some indoor pieces are available. Some outdoor pieces are available. None of the packaged products are available yet with any of the manufacturers. So they're thinking third quarter of this year that we'll have all that stuff available and we can start moving forward, selling it, and transitioning away from the current refrigerant and towards the new stuff.
Let me ask you this. So let's say I'm building a home right now and I'm installing an HVAC system. Is there something, and all of those existing systems that we work with, is there something that will convert an existing system to the new requirements? Or if I purchase a unit today, building a brand new house, and I'm just kind of at the mercy of till it's obsolete, what are my options if I need to purchase an HVAC unit right now? What would you do if it were you?
Right now, you don't have a lot of choice. You're going to have to use the equipment that is available if it's an emergency situation or your home is ready to be moved into and you need, it needs to be turned on. You don't really have a choice right now as far as that goes. So it's unfortunate the government did this one a little differently than they did with R22's phase out.
Mm-hmm.
That took almost 20 years to phase it out. This one is being done significantly different. But a lot of that has to do with the manufacturers found workarounds to get around it and continue to sell equipment that used R22 for years after you weren't really supposed to by the letter of the way the laws were written, and they found ways around it to ship units that had no refrigerant in them, and you could add R22 once you got to the job site. And that's where they didn't like how that was done, so they definitely are doing it different this time as far as giving a hard cutoff, and then the new equipment available. But the refrigerant will still be out there, and the repair parts will still be out there. I don't think that's going to be a crazy issue. Will it go up in price? Most likely, yes.
Yeah.
Just because the corporations that control all of this stuff, when they see that, they never miss a good opportunity for a price increase, as we all like to say.
Again, though, would you agree that someone that's staying on top of servicing and cleaning and taking good care of their unit is less likely to need exorbitant amounts of refrigeration? There are things that you can do to limit the repairs and the things that you would need on a unit, correct?
Definitely. That is definitely the case as far as the life of the piece of equipment. Now, as far as the refrigerant itself, refrigerant does not dissipate. So if you have to add refrigerant to a system, there is a leak.
That's important to know. Yeah, that's super helpful.
Yeah, it doesn't. There's never a situation where, hey, you've used up your refrigerant, and we've heard those things in the past from people. Those are, if anybody says that to you, please ask them to leave your property.
I love it. Jimmy,
it does not do that.
Jimmy,
it only goes away if there is a leak somewhere.
Jimmy, tell us who you work for.
I work for Malone Heat and Air.
Perfect.
And if somebody wants to get a hold of you, if they have more questions, how do they reach you?
At 423-624-6647, or they can go to our website, MaloneHeatAndAir.com. Either one. just back at the office now. I'm sitting here. We have office staff here working today.
I bet you do. I bet y'all are. I bet y'all are extremely busy
today. And half
today.
are working tomorrow. So it's
Jimmy,
one of those deals where to cover this weekend.
You have been so helpful. Thank you so much.
We
We're going to
appreciate
step
the
away
call.
and take a quick break, but we appreciate it.
Y'all have a great day.
You
Thank
too.
you for all you do.
WGOW.
Looping you in on the latest.
Alert straight to my phone.
Talk 102.3 WGOW FM.
The market roller coaster is back. Find out what it means for your retirement on Retirement Straight Talk with Morgan Hill, Sunday at 10, right here on the Talk Monster.
Come roam with the gnomes during Rock City's Mountaintop Summers. Now through September 2nd, enjoy kids' activities, animal education shows, and hunt for gnomes. Spend your summer days in the shade at Rock City. Purchase your tickets online at seerockcity.com and save $5.
Hi, I'm Dr. Blake Wall with Be the Younger You. You've heard me talk about people losing up to 20 to 30 pounds in 1 month, all because they are using anti-aging to lose weight. That's why not only do they talk about losing weight quickly, but also how their energy level soars, their hair and skin are better, brain fog goes away, and their joints don't hurt as much, because it's not only about losing weight. I tell them go by these 3 things. Do I feel better? Am I happier about the way I look? And are my labs better? That's what matters, because it's about living younger longer. Hear it from the patients themselves.
I've been a diabetic for over 30 years now. My energy levels has just soared. My overall glucose levels have dropped tremendously. Lost 20 pounds. Oh, the staff is just great. Help us make better decisions on our quality of life and food styles and eating habits.
Go to BeTheYoungerYouChat.com. That's BeTheYoungerYouChat.com.
Paid for by government.com. Have you heard? A recent stash of 1904 Morgan silver dollar coins has been found. These gorgeous 1904 silver dollar coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck. This is a key date for silver dollar collectors, and only a limited quantity are available. Coin experts are calling this an amazing opportunity for anyone interested in silver coins. Just call government at 1-800-386-7195, and you are guaranteed a mint condition 1904 Morgan silver dollar featuring the iconic O mint mark of the New Orleans Mint. The final year of production, but with limited quantity, you must call now. These 1904 silver coins are still in uncirculated condition. That is 117 years of history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-386-7195. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $25 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-386-7195 now to secure your 1904 Morgan silver dollars before they sell out. That's 1-800-386-7195.
If you want to get into real estate, call Cindi Richardson. Cindi offers individualized training, full-time support staff, and the kind of expert marketing to bring business to you. Go to rg423.com and talk to Cindi Richardson. You'll be glad you did.
You've gotten your finances ready to buy a home, but are you ready to own a home? There's a lot more cost to home ownership than what you see at the closing table. That's why you gotta contact the nicest person in the realty business, Cindi Richardson and the Richardson Group. Skip all the worries and get an immediate cash offer for your home. The Cindi Richardson Group, representing all parts of the Tennessee Valley. Their team is worth their weight in sold. Cindi Jody, you can hear them here every Saturday at 9 o'clock. Go online, rg423.com. Do you want the highest possible offer for the sale of your home? Do you want to move into your dream home but still need to sell your current home? You got to stop all the drama, folks, and you got to call my great friend Cindi Richardson with the Richardson Group, online at rg423.com.
Talk 102.3.
Hey guys, if you are interested in learning more about the home buying process, join us Saturday, June 22nd at 3 p.m. at the Cleveland Library, where we'll be hosting a first-time buyer seminar. We'd love for you guys to be able to come and attend if you're able to. But as always, guys, thank you so much for listening today, and we hope you guys have a great Father's Day weekend. Thank you.